All right. Hey guys, how's it going? It's Joy. I am back again with another video. I hope that you guys are doing well and I hope that you guys are staying safe. So you guys, I have a different topic that I wanted to talk to you guys about, and you can let me know what you think in the comments, or if this is something that you dealt with or you may be dealing with now, or you have dealt with in the past, or you know somebody dealing with this. But before I do get into it, I just wanted to say this channel is called Live Narc Free, where it's all about getting free and staying free after dealing with narcissistic abuse. If you are new, welcome. If you are returning, hey, I'm so happy that you tuned into this video or to this channel. But I wanted to talk about toxic jobs and work environments, and how it's so crazy, but how they want to fire you or they want to make you quit if you don't act like them or if you don't behave like them. Right now, I know that that sounds really, really crazy, but this is actually something that I have went through. And looking back, I'm looking at all of the jobs that I've ever worked. I realized either, I went to work at another gig, or, I found something that was better, or at least I thought was better, but obviously it turned out to be just like how the other toxic job was, or the environment. And, it just kind of caused a lot of frustration and disappointment and setbacks, and it's a difficult thing, you guys, because it's like we have to work, we have to, make ends meet and do what needs to be done, at the end of the day. But, when you have, toxic jobs and toxic work environments, and even the supervisors, the supervisors and the managers could be could be the boss or whatever, and they're just like very petty, very dramatic, drama filled. They want to get all into your personal business and then share that with other co-workers and stuff like that. Can be very, disheartening, and you could feel devastated or betrayed. You're just like, why are you going behind my back and telling, other co-workers my personal business, And so, yeah, and I can tell you guys, like, there have been jobs that I've worked, going all the way back from like 2015. But the crazy part about it, I remember there was one job that I actually really liked, and it was J.C. Penney's. I worked there back in 2008 up until, I want to say it was 2011. That's when I stopped, and I liked it a lot because, well, actually, no, did it, how long did it extend to? Yeah, I think it was that time frame, 2011, 2012. But anyway, I liked it because I actually did gain friends at the job, and we became like really cool. They were genuine for the most part, but of course I outgrew them. But the only thing about it, like, the customers were okay, but then you had some other customers that were just weird, or they was like being racist or whatever, or prejudiced, and so you have to keep that in mind. But anyway, so yeah, like, I just recently, I would say, when I really kind of felt like, dang, like, jobs really don't care about you. They don't appreciate you. They only care about, what you can do for them, or, it's just like, oh, you have to suck up to them or kiss up to them, and they'll do like little favors for you and stuff like that. I realized this on a job that I worked in 2020, where I thought everything was fine. It was a temporary it was like an agency or whatever, and everything was cool for like 3 months, and then they were saying like, oh, they wanted to hire you on, and then that's when everything changed. It's like they started to be like micromanagement, and following you around and saying, why didn't you clock in at this time? Why didn't you clock in at that time? And it was just like harassment in a sense, and, picking on you, like every little thing. It was always a big deal, so you just want to be careful about that. And you might be dealing with that too, or you may have a boss or a manager that's like, trying to get too personal too soon, or, they could be really, coaching you in a way where it's like they only point out the bad stuff, and they don't even point out like your good attributes. Like, they focus on your weaknesses versus your strengths, or you could have some bosses that get upset with you if you come back from lunch late or come back from a break late. It's just like, really, is this a daycare? Like, So yeah, I've definitely had my experiences, and the most recent one I want to say was like earlier this year, which I was told myself like I'm done with this, like I'm doing my own thing. There was this coworker, or no, the supervisor that I had, and she pretended like she was like good and that everything was great in her life, but she would like talk down on us in like the group chat, and I don't know if I was the target or if it was like other people, but like she would like listen to my calls, and for some strange reason, mind you guys, I'm still in training, but she's listening to my calls and she's only going after the calls that are, I guess, not as great. And literally it wasn't that many, like, because I was pretty good on talking to people on the phones, but anyway, yeah, like she pointed out like, oh, you're not doing this right, you're not doing that right. And then the funny thing about it is like she asked me, she's like, Joy, do you think I'm being too hard on you? I'm like, yeah, I do. And she was like, oh, I'm sorry, I just want to make sure that you're doing great. And I don't know, I think she could pick up on that I was like onto her, and that she was overdoing it, and that she, for some strange reason, she felt intimidated by me. I'm just like, why? Like, you're a supervisor. But that's the type of toxicity and energy you have in those sort of work environments. So, but just understand, a lot of these managers and supervisors, and you may have coworkers, they feel intimidated by you. You might have good energy, you may have a good head on your shoulders, you come to work, get work done, and you go home. Like, you're not really trying to make friends like that. And some people just don't like you because you're not engaging in the drama, you're not engaging in the chaos. And real quick, you guys, I think it was, what year was this, 2015? I want to say, yeah, it was 2015. I had actually ended up getting fired, you guys, from a job, but I didn't really care about it anyway. I was just like, whatever. And I didn't work there that long. But you know what they told me? Or a friend ended up telling me that they fired me because they said that I was too kind. Like, I didn't behave like the people in the job. Like, most of the people were like mean and nasty and petty and just very, it was just, I don't know, it was not good, basically. And they basically ended up saying like, oh, they made up an excuse saying that like my attendance wasn't perfect or something. But an associate of mine basically ended up telling me, she said, yeah, they let you go because you were too kind, you were too nice, or something silly like that. And I'm just like, what? And the funny thing is, like, they didn't even really know me, because it's like, I'm not nice, I'm kind, but anyway, so just understand, if you are dealing with that, one of the things that you might want to do is maybe look for another gig that you can maybe start to like, or maybe you feel like they appreciate you, they value you, because most jobs, average jobs, don't. It's sad. And then maybe something else you can think about is maybe starting up your own side hustle, maybe starting up your own business. For some, I found that worked for me. And I enjoy it because it's something that I'm passionate about and I really like. But or if you feel like I want to work a job, that's fine too. Maybe you just have to go through these experiences or jobs until you can find a company that works with you, or you can build a good relationship with them, and it's not like they're micromanaging me. I'm telling you guys, like, every single job that I've ever worked, you guys could tell me in the comments if you had this experience where it's like bosses, they micromanage you, they are looking for something to like pick on you about, or you may have messy coworkers that talk behind your back, or supervisors that are jealous and envious because they feel like you're going to take their position. It's just like, I'm not coming here to move up. I'm just coming here because I need to handle my responsibilities. I'm not trying to stay at this company for a long time, so it's just really crazy. And I felt it was funny because the most recent jobs that I had worked, it was from home. And I'm thinking, like, in the past, I told myself, like, I don't really like working around too many people just because I know how people can be. But then I was like, okay, I'm working from home. I thought that would be better, working for a company. But it was like the same thing, the same toxicity, the same drama, the same negative energy, and I'm just like, no, like, this is not, can't do that. So anyway, you guys, I hope that this is helpful. Again, if you feel like you have to be at a certain job or position, if it's a narcissistic boss or a toxic environment, toxic associates, stay away from people. Don't get too close to people. Focus on your own thing. do your work and go home. Don't share your personal life with certain people. I'm not saying you have to be a loner or a lone wolf, but you just have to make sure that you understand that some people will use stuff against you, or they will spread your information to other people without your knowledge, you know. And it's crazy because the last gig that I worked, that's literally how the boss was. Like, because the weird part about it is, like, I had training, and then I want to say 2 supervisors that were actually cool. But for some weird reason, this last supervisor, she really came off like just kind of just strange at first. And then she was like, oh, open up, talk to me, let me know how things going. It was just like really weird. Very, like, you would feel like, wait, something is not right. You know, I got that energy from her. So that's when I was just like, okay, let me just focus on the job. But, you know, it just got weird. And then even I remember when I requested some time off, and usually when you request time off, that means like you're not working, you don't want to have nothing to do with the job, right? Like you're doing whatever you requested that time off for, so you're not expecting for them to contact you. But meanwhile, this person texts my phone and is trying to get a response out of me about something about the job when I'm off. And I'm like, who does that? Like, are you that bored? Like, you know, so anyway, I hope this doesn't sound like a rant, because it's not, but I just want to let you guys know that you're not alone if you're dealing with a toxic job or a toxic work environment. Understand, yeah, they do want to make you quit. They want to fire you because you don't act like them. You don't behave like them. You're not negative. You're not petty. You're not messy and stuff like that. And you shouldn't have to change. You never change for a job or anybody, you know, like, be yourself. Like, it's totally fine to be who you are. And but yeah, definitely get creative, you guys. Find ways of bringing more income where you can, you know, be by yourself, or you don't have to be under a clock or controlled by someone constantly. And then, you know, they put this pressure on you to make sales, or they put like pressure on you to make quotas, or, and it's like, if you don't meet that quota, then they're like, oh, you know, we're gonna shorten your hours, or oh, we're gonna you know, have somebody else take your position or whatever. It's like they threatening you, like, you know. So I'm just like, no, you shouldn't, and you shouldn't deal with that either. So but anyway, I hope that this is helpful. But real quick, going back, like, if you feel, like I said, you can't leave, then, like I said, just stick to yourself and stay away from narcissistic bosses. Stay away from drama-filled coworkers and supervisors that you know that don't like you, that see you as competition, or could be plotting against you or planning against you and stuff like that. And they may wonder, like, oh, why are you not talking? Why are you staying to yourself? And just be like, oh, you know, it is what it is. Like, just give a short, simple answer, like, whatever, you know, just brush it off. So anyway, I hope that this video was helpful and insightful. I would love to know, what was you guys' biggest takeaway? Is this something that you deal with, you guys? I would really love to know and understand that you can work for yourself, or, you know, do your own business, and you don't have to be confined to a 9-to-5 or a regular job. Just, I mean, if you want to, that's cool. And if it's working out for you, that's great. But a lot of times these jobs, they don't care about us at all, and they don't appreciate us. So anyway, I love you guys. And until the next time, give this video a like, share, and subscribe, and see you in the next one. Bye.